Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am very excited for this book review. It is The Splendid and the Vow by Erik Larson. Now, I am a huge Erik Larson fan, and I will say this is my favorite Erik Larson book. I think the pacing of it is amazing. There was never a dull moment. Granted, I did finish this book in about 2 weeks because I am truly fascinated about World War II. That is always my topic of discussion, and I especially like the early years of the war from 1939 to 42, which this book takes place of 40 to 41. If you don't know much about World War II or the state of Britain during that time, they are in their darkest hour. They're constantly getting bombed by the Deutsche Luftwaffe, and then the Deutsche Kriegsmarine is voting almost blockade around the British, sinking merchant ships and allied trading. So morale is at its kind of almost breaking point, and so Churchill has to come in here and he has to try to rescue this country that is figuratively and literally sinking. And so it describes a lot of Churchill's actions and what he has to do, and it is amazing. I came away with this thinking about how our modern politicians are nowhere close to Churchill or any of these like past leaders, in both their love for their country and their work ethic. It's just amazing, and it almost woke me up to that we are settling a lot of times on these modern politicians. And I will say the biggest thing about Erik Larson, which is why I always recommend his books, is how he's able to weave these other perspectives and these other point of views together. So, for instance, a lot of the books about Churchill, but it's also moments, like for example, about Pamela Churchill, Winston Churchill's daughter-in-law, and her romantic endeavors and affairs. And then there's just like a page about an ordinary citizen. And it was an entry from the diary describing the events. And there's this one really interesting bit about the romantic side of the bombings and how it even quoted the bombs fell, right, and the clothes were shed, just referring to the romantic endeavors of the citizens of London and as a whole. And it was very, very interesting. And it gives you a piece of this context and it really immerses you. That's the biggest thing, it immerses you in this time. And so if there's any reason to read this book or any of Erik Larson's book, is that you are immersed. You almost feel what the citizens were feeling. And that's the greatest thing. And it's hard for a book to be able to produce that. But Erik Larson is able to, and this book in particular is able to produce those feelings of being immersed. So of course I recommend this book. Go read it. Go enjoy it. I love you guys and have a great day.